We live in a world obsessed with instant gratification. Pleasure is just a click away. This constant stimulation, especially of a sexual nature, has a profound impact on our minds. It's like a hidden drain on our mental energy, diverting our focus and hindering our true potential. But what if there was a way to reclaim that power? Desexualizing your mind is not about suppressing your desires, it's about harnessing them. It's about breaking free from the chains of overstimulation to unlock a world of enhanced focus, boundless creativity, and profound emotional clarity. Imagine a mind free from distractions, able to delve deep into complex problems and emerge with innovative solutions. Imagine a life where your energy fuels your passions instead of feeding an endless cycle of fleeting pleasure. This is the promise of desexualization, a journey of self-discovery that empowers you to take control of your mind and unleash your true potential. This is not a path of deprivation, it's a path of empowerment. It's about making conscious choices about what you allow into your mind and how you choose to direct your energy. It's about reclaiming your focus and rediscovering the joy of deep, meaningful engagement with the world around you. Are you ready to unlock the hidden power of your mind? We are bombarded with sexualized images and messages every day. From billboards to social media feeds, our senses are constantly under assault. This overexposure has become so normalized that we rarely stop to question its impact on our minds. We scroll through endless streams of suggestive content, our brains wired to crave the next dopamine hit. This constant barrage of stimulation creates a state of chronic overstimulation, leaving us feeling drained, distracted, and unable to focus. Our brains, wired for survival, become fixated on seeking out the next hit of pleasure, neglecting the deeper, more meaningful aspects of life. We become slaves to our impulses, sacrificing long-term fulfillment for fleeting moments of gratification. The consequences of this overstimulation are far-reaching. Our attention spans dwindle, our creativity suffers, and our relationships become superficial. We find it difficult to engage in deep work, our minds constantly pulled towards the next distraction. The overabundance of sexualized content has created a generation addicted to instant gratification, sacrificing their true potential for the fleeting allure of the next dopamine rush. But there is hope. By recognizing the pervasiveness of this overstimulation and understanding its detrimental effects on our minds, we can begin to take back control. We can choose to consciously limit our exposure to these triggers, creating space for our minds to rest, recharge, and reconnect with our true desires. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. This primal instinct, while essential for survival, has been hijacked by the modern world. Dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward, plays a central role in this cycle. When we engage in pleasurable activities, our brains release dopamine, creating a feeling of satisfaction and motivating us to repeat the behavior. This system worked well for our ancestors, who relied on immediate rewards to survive. However, in today's world of readily available pleasure, this dopamine loop has become a double-edged sword. The constant bombardment of highly stimulating content, particularly of a sexual nature, has thrown our dopamine systems into overdrive. Our brains, accustomed to a constant influx of dopamine, become desensitized to its effects. We need increasingly intense stimuli to achieve the same level of satisfaction, leading to a vicious cycle of craving and consumption. This dopamine trap leaves us feeling empty and unfulfilled, constantly chasing after the next hit of pleasure. Desexualizing your mind is not about eliminating pleasure from your life. It's about reclaiming control over your dopamine system. It's about breaking free from the tyranny of instant gratification and rediscovering the joy of delayed satisfaction. By consciously choosing to engage in activities that provide deep, meaningful rewards, we can rewire our brains to find pleasure in more fulfilling pursuits. Imagine a state of mind where your thoughts flow effortlessly, where distractions melt away, and your focus sharpens like a laser beam. This is the power of a desexualized mind. By reducing the constant influx of sexually stimulating content, you create space for your brain to rest, recharge, and operate at its peak performance. When you're no longer bombarded with hyper-stimulating images and messages, your attention span naturally expands. You can delve deeper into complex tasks, engaging in the kind of deep work that leads to innovation and breakthroughs. Creativity flourishes in this environment of focused attention, as your mind is free to make novel connections and explore new ideas without distractions. Emotional clarity is another profound benefit of desexualization. When you're not constantly bombarded with idealized images of bodies and relationships, you develop a more realistic and healthy view of yourself and others. This emotional clarity allows for deeper connections, greater empathy, and more fulfilling relationships. Desexualizing your mind is not about suppressing your sexuality, it's about reclaiming your power. It's about choosing to direct your energy towards your goals, your passions, and your relationships, rather than allowing it to be hijacked by external stimuli. It's about creating a life of purpose, meaning, and deep fulfillment.